Welcome back to Sorare Assist. Adam here, and I've got another lineup builder for you guys today. Well, I'm going to be picking my Specialist Limited team. This is of course the international break now, and we have the Nations League coming up though, so still plenty of options to pick from if you do have some of those international players. If you like this video, smash that like button, it really helps the channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, and if you're not signed up to Sorare yet, there is that current offer going on by Sorare, which is until the 25th of June. If you sign up using the link below or a referral link, you will get a Tier 2 limited MLS card. This is only for the first 5,000 sign-ups. After that, you'll get a Tier 3 limited card. So if you know anybody who wants to sign up, or if you've not signed up yet, please use the link in the description below. Again, it's another method to really support the channel. Okay then, so let's get straight stuck into the lineup building, guys. So as I say, I'm going to be picking my specialist team this week. Now, as we know, we do have the international break now. So I've not got that many players. I've got a few. I did buy some especially for this and for the future ones as well. Now, what I'm going to focus on this week, I think I'm going to probably focus on the specialist and not put an all-star team in. I've only got one goalkeeper, you see, to use. So I think I'm actually going to focus on the Specialist Limited League this week over the All-Star. Couple of reasons for this really. One of them is obviously that the prizes are potentially better in the Specialist League. And also, some of the players that I've got for the international teams have got potential favourable fixtures, but for the club, they're not that good. So it could be fairly easy to find the criteria for this Specialist League, because you need a player with an average of 40 or below in the last 15 games. So that is interesting. There could be a couple of players that could slot into there. I have quickly checked my players, see who I've got, and there is a few players that would fall into this category, so it should be no problem to getting two potentially good players to fit in the criteria of the 40 or below score in the last 15 games. Now this is interesting because obviously the big hitters like Germany, France, those sort of teams, they're going to have the big players that are probably going to have some really good scores as well in terms of their average score over the last 15 games. So that's probably going to wipe out quite a lot of the players for some of the bigger galleries on Sorare. So I think it makes sense to go for the Specialist League this week for me. I will put a team in the All-Star as well, but that's obviously going to be with no goalkeeper. But I'm just going to put in the rest of my players that I don't pick in the Specialist League. Okay, so I'm going to click into the Specialist League here then. So as always, I'm going to go over to the lineup builder on Sorare Data to pick my teams. I will also be checking as well if these players have played for the international team recently as well. So go over to the lineup builder. First of all, start with the goalkeepers. Like I said, I've only got one player in terms of the goalkeeper slot, and that is Marciano. He plays for Israel. They've got a 53% chance of winning as well against Iceland. He's actually one that I picked up specifically for this international window. One of the cheapest ones that I could find. And I have done a scouting video, budget scouting video, guys, where Marciano is featured. I've done part 1 and part 2. These were bonus videos that I did, and they was released on the 28th and 29th of May. So do check back on the channel if you've not seen those yet, if you're after any players for this upcoming game week. Okay, so as I say, the goalkeeper choice is going to be easy. I'm going to go with Marciano there in the goalkeeper slot. And now we'll move on to the defenders. So again, I'm going to go to the defenders, filter this by defenders. Now I've got a few options here. Now Ralston I've got here, but I don't think he's the first choice for Scotland. I've already checked that. So the other options I've got is Strandberg for Norway potentially, 30% chance of winning for them. Hadej for Kosovo, 44% chance of winning. They've got a good fixture. Chatzidiakos for Greece. Way to Northern Ireland, looks a fairly decent fixture as well. And also Merling of Norway, 30%. Now obviously the thing to bear in mind here is I do need to fill in the 40 or below slot. Two of those players in the last 15 average score. So these two are potential options for that. But what I'm going to first do is open these players in a new window. I just want to look at the previous internationals just to see if they were played in those previous international windows. That's going to let me know if they're likely to be starting in the upcoming games. So let's have a look at Strandberg then. So if you go on the SO5 scores, there's a good little filter here. You can filter this by the international team. So obviously I want to go on to Norway here. So it looks like he's been playing 90 minutes last few games. He's got some good scores as well. He's one that I've picked up specifically for this international window. And let's have a look at this guy. He plays for Kosovo. He didn't play in the last game, He played there 90 minutes. Not got the best of scores though, so probably not going to pick him. Next up we've got Chatzidiakos. Let's have a look at his scores for Greece. I think he's a first choice, isn't he? Yeah, got a good score there. He didn't play in this game though. Notice 86 there, but he has been playing generally for Greece. Looks pretty consistent, so he's looking good. He's looking at a potential good option. So let's just get rid of him. And let's have a look at this one, Melling. So let's have a look if he's been playing. Now, if you guys know of any team news for these international sides, let me know if any of these have not been called up to the squad. So 90, 90, 90, 45, 90. So he's been playing regularly as well for Norway. So, right, we've got a couple of three players there. Let's just go back to the lineup builder. So it was between Strandberg, Chatzidiakos and Melling. Obviously, I'll check the team news nearer the time. There's no team news at the moment at the time of recording. It's recorded on the 30th of May. So I think it might be Chatzidiakos, you know. I think he might be the best option here for Greece. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go with him. That's also going to give me one of the players with a 40 or below in the last 15 as well. So that's an extra bonus there. So let's put him in the defender slot then. So midfielders now. So I'll filter this by midfielders. No options here in terms of the 40 or below. But let's have a look at the other players we've got then. So we've got Szymanski here for Poland. Obviously Russia are not having a game. This game is cancelled, I believe, due to the issues in Ukraine. Chakvedadze is one that I've purchased a while ago, not specifically for these internationals, but I believe he does get some game time for Georgia. They've got quite a good fixture as well against Gibraltar. Now, we don't have the odds of winning here, but I'm guessing they're pretty heavy favourites. Just going to check that on my phone now. So yeah, Georgia in this game are clear favourites. They're 1.08 in terms of the odds. So that is heavy favourites there for Georgia to win this game against Gibraltar. Bear is injured at the moment by the looks of it. Again, this game is cancelled anyway. It's the Albania-Russia game. And I've also got Zagrova for Kosovo. 44% chance of winning for them. Although Georgia have the best chance of winning in this game. They're the very heavy favourites. Szymanski is also an option as well, of course. So let's just have a look at some of these players. Let's just see if they have been featuring for their international teams recently. I think Szymanski's potentially a substitute, is he, for Poland? I'll check that in a moment. So let's have a look at Chakvedadze first. So, Georgia. Oh, he didn't play in this game, unfortunately. But I think he was injured, wasn't he? Then he's been a bit pat here. That's a shame. Doesn't look like he's potentially going to play this. I know he was injured. Might need to check the news on that. If he is going to start, then I want to be putting him in my side ideally. So let's move on to Szymanski. I don't want to risk him just yet, just in case Chakvedadze doesn't play. Now, we can see here that Szymanski played 90 minutes here. Didn't play in these games, but I think he is potentially a starter for Poland nowadays. If you guys know any different, do let me know in the comment section below. So he could be a potential one there. And let's have a look at Zagrova. He started a game here. Did well as well. Played 45 minutes, so he's not a guaranteed starter. So it looks like it's going to have to be Szymanski, I would say, in that midfield slot. I think that makes the most sense. Looks the most likely to start at home to Wales, so I'll put him in there. So let's have a look at the forwards then. So we've got De Boer and Trukowski for North Macedonia away to Bulgaria. So quite a good fixture there. De Boer seems to have the better fixture though. And I of course have got the Israel goalkeeper as well. And he would fill the criteria of my other 40 or below player as well, which is good. Let's check his scores. So he's playing consistently for Israel, getting some really good scores as well. So he looks like a really good potential option. And Trukowski, North Macedonia, he's starting consistently, getting some good scores as well. Decent player when he's playing. He obviously plays in a non-eligible league, but he's fairly decent internationally, so he might be a really good option there. So it looks like I've got two options there. So I'm going to go with De Boer to fill in that slot for the under 40 or below player. Now, I have got some other players cropping up on this list as well, as you can see here, that are not showing up on Sorare data. So if you guys are picking your team, make sure you do check, of course, the team news, but also if you've got any other eligible players that are showing up on the Sorare website. So that's not the easiest game for Switzerland. I don't know if Seferovic is playing for Switzerland still. I think he will be. He's obviously a really good forward for them. And Cerny has been called up to the Czech Republic team as well, who are playing Switzerland. So again, not the easiest game. So in this case, even with these 2 extra players showing up on Sorare, I think I am still going to go with De Boer. And this final slot, I just want to check the teams, just see if... So I've got Bardi here as well for North Macedonia. So he might be favoured over Szymanski actually. Especially if I have Trakowski up front. Because obviously he plays for North Macedonia as well. So that could be interesting. There's Novas cropping up here that didn't crop up on the Sorare website. Right, I just want to check this Bardi. I think he's a regular for North Macedonia though. But I do just want to check that. Because I think he's going to be the person that I want to put in there. In with Trakowski for North Macedonia. I think that's going to be a good little double up for North Macedonia there. Got a fairly decent fixture as well. Yeah, he is playing quite regular as well. 90 here, 100 score here. So he looks like a really good option there. So let's go back to the team then. So I'm going to get rid of Szymanski because I'm not 100% sure if he's going to start. De Boer looks a fantastic option there. And I'm also going to go with Trakowski in my extra slot. Now, on paper, I think this is looking fairly solid. They all have pretty good fixtures. I am going to check the team news as well, like I say, for the international sides. And if Chak Vedesi is expected to start this game for Georgia against Gibraltar, then I am going to potentially put him to this into this midfield slot instead of Bardi. So I think that is all the teams selected there. The full team selected. I've got my 2 players that have got a 40 or below as well. So this is all eligible for the Specialist League. Looking pretty solid to me. I'm going to go ahead and confirm this team. So that has been confirmed. That's gone through. And while you're here as well, I might as well just quickly pick my All-Star team. I've got the choice of the underdog team as well, of course, but I'm going to put the last team in the All-Star team. Like I say, I've not got another goalkeeper for this game week. Don't think any of these are expected to start for any international teams. So I'm just going to put a random goalkeeper in that slot there. Now, defenders, I'm just going to look what I had left. I think Strasbourg was a decent one, wasn't he? So I'm going to put him in the defender slot. Szymanski was probably my next choice in terms of the midfielders. Now, up front, I'm going to go with Seferovic. If he does start, I think he's going to potentially score. And the final slot, I'm going to go with Chak Vedesi, because I think he could potentially get some game time in this match. Looks like a really easy fixture as well for them. Hoping he starts. And captain, I will go with him as well. Like I say, we'll take the team news on this, of course, before the deadline. Make sure these players are starting. And the same thing as well in my specialist team as well. So these are the teams. I think this is looking pretty good. The All-Star is just a bit of a mix and match. You never know. I might be able to get in amongst the prizes if all these do exceptionally well. Dave Roof's obviously not playing. So in my Specialist Limited, we've got the most hope for. Marciano in goal. Chatzidiakos in defence. I've got Bardi in midfield, linking up with Trakowski, hopefully, in the North Macedonia match. And I've also got De Boer for Israel, who obviously plays for the same team as Marciano. So, looking a pretty good team to me, that. I think it's got a potentially good chance as well. Like I say, this is probably a good time to scout some players that are going to fit into this specialist team that potentially don't really score that well at club level, but internationally they could be playing sides like Gibraltar, that sort of thing, where it's going to be a really easy game and they could potentially get amongst the goals and assists. So yeah, that is my teams. Let me know what you think of these. Let me know if you know any team news of any of these players. Hope you have a good game week as well, this upcoming game week in the international break. I'm actually looking forward to this one because I do have some players to play with. And good luck, hope you get amongst the rewards. If you do like this video, please smash the like button, it really helps support the channel. And subscribe to the channel as well, of course. And you can also become a member of this YouTube channel as well now by clicking that join button below for more details. There's also membership options as well available on the Patreon. All links to this good stuff are in the description below. And if you're not signed up to Sorare yet, of course, there is that offer on by Sorare at the minute where you can get a Tier 2 limited card, MLS card, by signing up using the link below. First 5,000 sign-ups get the Tier 2 limited. New sign-ups only, of course. So if you know anybody who wants to sign up, do refer them to my link. I'd really appreciate that. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.